The Tau have landed in the heart of Imperial territory. For me, this new law is where really things could start spicing up, because the Sons of Sanguinius, the Blood Angels themselves, are getting involved. You have potential of Lionel Johnson getting involved, because this all happens on the other side of the Great Rift. Also, a part of all this, there's rumours that could be attached to it. New Tau models, new Blood Angel models. This could be the big narrative that we've all been wanting, that we've all been waiting for, where everyone comes together and starts slicing and dicing. Let's jump in and let's get waffling. Now, this, for me, is new lore. Even though it was stated in 8th edition, it's been carried over to 9th edition with an extra little sprinkle of more information attached to it. I personally think this is going to be one of the main involvements of Tau now in the center of the galaxy, and also introduce a bunch of new models with the Tau. But we'll get onto that in the latter part of the video. For now, extract in the background as we read it. Blue skin, red scar. After having been hurled across the void by Imperic convulsion, a Tau colonization fleet begins claiming planets near the Blood Angels' homeworld. The Xenos' initial efforts are brought to a violent halt by the Space Marine strike forces hailing from Sanguinius' gene line. The conflict escalates as Tau's silver-tongued watercast envoys turn the populations of Imperial worlds against the forces of the Emperor, and emissaries bring alien mercenaries into their employ. The growing clash takes on a new dimension when a splinter fleet of Hive Leviathan plunges into the Seven Suns system. Now, as someone who's always seen the Tau as a threat to the Eastern Fringe, Gilliman, you know, we had the Raven Guard over there, they did a whole big battle about them, to see them literally thrust into the heart of the Imperium, and I'm calling Blood Angel territory the heart of the Imperium. Yes, it's on the other side of the Great Rift, but it's still in the inner core of one of the main segmentums that belongs to the Imperial forces. The Blood Angels themselves, literally on their doorstep, as it states, the Sons of Sanguinius are clashing with the Tau. We haven't really had something like this before. We've seen like Blood Angels sending reinforcements to other parts of the galaxy to maybe deal with the Tau, but for the Tau to literally land on the doorstep of the Blood Angels and start converting planets and planets of populations into the greater good, this is a huge threat, not only for the Blood Angels, because they could be potential recruiting worlds or resource worlds, but also for the Imperium itself, because the northern parts of the Imperium are already in a state of absolute ruin. For the Tau to come along and start taking even more resources for the Imperium could be an absolute disaster. And on top of that, one thing that a lot of people forget about is that the Tau have a massive advantage with moving their forces around. The Imperium relies on the Astronomicon. In the northern parts now, over the other side of the Great Rift, the Imperium struggles to do that because the Astronomicon's light is hard to grasp onto. It's stated in the Dante books, well, Darkness in the Blood, should I say, is the Sanguinor that's been leading like the fleets around and stuff like that. Literally a beacon in the storm, just getting the ships to certain locations. The Tau don't need that. The Tau can travel with their, faster than light drives and stuff and just move from planet to planet, where the Imperium literally could lose ship after ship just getting to a planet of interest. And the big thing, the huge, big, shiny ball thing in all of this is that not only do the Tau have, technology on their side, let's say, they also have their own god now. Yes, the Tau have a god. The Tau themselves and the greater good, they don't believe in divinity. It's not them that's making this god. It's the actual auxiliary, which we'll get into in a second, because that links up to some of the rumors I've been hearing, that have created this divine being. They believed in the greater good, and thus their belief has created a god in the name of the greater good. You couldn't make this up, right? Humanity that they've recruited and other aspects of alien life have made the Tau into one of the great players now in the game of Warhammer 40,000. And I really think now going forward, this is going to be a huge thing for the Tau, because the Tau don't believe in a god, but there's literally a god helping the Tau. It happened against the Death Guard, a big bloody arm wavy thing, I don't know what you want to call it, big blue greater good god literally stopped the Death Guard from unleashing absolute mayhem on some Tau forces. It's happened. It's in the lore. The god is with Tau. Now, the way I see this playing out, hopefully, is that we have a massive campaign, a big narrative campaign. The Sons of Sanguinius, reinforced by the Primaris Marines, could literally launch a crusade. Dante is the Lord Commander of the North. Yes, he's been hanging out with the Lion a little bit. Maybe the Lion's going to get involved. Maybe this could be the first act of the Lion. Let's go. Dante and the Lion, bro-fisting, DDTing Tau and Tau Auxiliary off like the top rope. This could be the stuff that we've always wanted. A huge, big, new battle with the Imperium versus the Tau, not on the Eastern Fringe, but in the literal heart of the Imperium itself. It could be fantastic. And just at the end of the video, let me explain about the Rumours and how this could potentially link up, not only for the Tau, but for the Blood Angels as well, Blood Angel models. I will be doing separate videos more in depth about this at a later date. But let's first talk about the Tau. From what I've been hearing from the Whispers in the Warp, that it's all about Tau Auxiliary coming for their release in 10th edition. I've heard more Kroot models, I've heard Vespids and stuff like that. So maybe this could be one of the big conflicts where they start releasing those models around this narrative campaign that also will then involve certain narrative books, and those models release with said books and stuff like that. That is just my personal opinion on it. And again, with the Blood Angels are supposed to be getting some cool stuff in 10th edition as well. Maybe this is where we can see some, like, maybe a new character introduced, or maybe an upgraded character, a new unit, maybe a new sanguinary priest, something cool like that added to this while they're all battling the Blue Boys. It could be awesome, and it could be a great lore/model release campaign. Anyway, Chaperonios, that's enough waffling for me as always. Who would you put your money on? The Blood Angels, the Tau, and the Tyranids. We didn't even mention the Tyranids really. Well, the Tyranids are the Tyranids. Everyone should be purging the Tyranids. Maybe the Tau and the Blood Angels come together to fight the Tyranids, and then they fight themselves. I'm going to be slightly biased as a Space Marine fanboy and say nothing can stop the Sons of Sanguinius. Even more so now that Dante is a Primaris Marine. He's been refreshed. They've got a bunch of new reinforcements in the Primaris Marines as well. The Lion has returned, and he linked up with Dante as well, and he could potentially make an appearance fighting against the greater good. This is where it all could be fun. I'm sorry, I'm just losing myself again. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. If you got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, post it down below. I'm have a nice little chin wag down there, as we always do. See ya. Have a great day, and bye-bye.